Welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm going to talk about Undertale and pretty much how it sucks. Yeah. So okay, the first, I think it's the least intense of all of it, is the age and gender of Frisk. Now the wiki itself literally says that Frisk's gender is ambiguous, whatever you want to call it, which means it's up to the player of the game to determine the gender. Each individual has a choice. Now, everyone else doesn't really think so. They believe that Frisk is non-binary / gender neutral and needs to be referred to as they, and if you don't think so, you need to eat shit and die. I've experienced it firsthand and it's not fun. And Frisk is, in fact, a child. Which will bring me into my next subject of child porn. They make porn of this child and their evil counterpart, who I'll talk about later. But we get pieces like this, these, and this, and this. And it's just ridiculous that they're fostering this kind of child pornography, even if the kid isn't real. Like, this is still seriously wrong. And even if people are like, oh, well, I draw Frisk 18 plus, so it doesn't count. Like, no. You still found something sexual in a child that you had the need to draw pornography of them. And that's wrong. Now, people defend this and all, like I said, they defend it in that I draw them 18 plus, so it's perfectly fine, and that we don't actually know what age they are, but in canon dialogue, this monster kid says, I can tell you're a kid because you're wearing a striped shirt. Now, Frisk is wearing a striped shirt, which can safely assume that she's a child. While we're still on the topic of pornography, I'd like to talk about the skeletons, the fish, and the lizards that everyone sexualizes in this game. There's nothing canonically even sexualized at all, except for maybe Mettaton the robot. So, giving the skeletons in the game who have no sort of sexual innuendos in the game or any sort of sexual tendencies, ectoplasmic penises, and even up to the point where they have the entire body covered with, like, ectoplasm, I guess. It's pretty fucking weird. And then, again, the monster idea means they're humanoid or something, obviously. So, you gotta draw, the fish having a spear up her vagina. Things like that. Like, that's totally reasonable and not gross. In addition, when they're tagging this porn, they don't use the Undertale AIL that Toby Fox specifically said to use for porn. They use both. So, when a child is looking up Undertale for the first time, they get to see raw sex. The next thing is the creator of Muffet's character versus the creator of So Sorry's character. Now, if you don't know, Muffet and So Sorry were kickstarted characters that were put in for $1,000, I think. You could pay $1,000 to have a character in the game. Now, these were both supposed to be bosses, right? Now, So Sorry's creator was kicked, basically, into almost obscurity in the game, while Muffet the character, Michelle, the girl who created her, got to be a semi-optional but still not secret boss. So Sorry was put to the section of the map that you can't get to unless it's a certain time of day, and it's ridiculous, honestly, that the creator of So Sorry, or Samuel, basically got scammed out of $1,000. In addition, Muffet's creator, Michelle, she openly draws gore and rape and all that nasty stuff of her own characters, and the only thing that Samuel is drawn from is a little bit of a fat fetish. Like, would you rather see rape or fat people? And the thing is, everyone is eager to hate on Samael because fat fetish, like, ew, you're gross. But like I said, the gore and the rape, no one bats an eye at that. Okay, the next thing I'd like to talk about is specifically the Utao tag, but fandom takeovers in Undertale. When people say, if you don't like something, avoid it. You can't do that with Undertale. It's literally everywhere. Now here's a little screenshot of the Utao tag. There's like 5 Undertale things here. Like, where's the actual Utao? And besides, in Utao's terms and conditions, it specifically says that if you don't have rights to the voices you're using, don't use it. And I'm pretty sure all of these people do not have permission from Toby Fox himself to use the sounds, so technically they're breaking Utao's rules of terms and service anyway. Now, I think the ending note is going to be the overall shittiness of the fandom. Now, I've had experience of this because I've had like 3 RP blogs. And I can only say that I've had experience from the role-playing side, but they are toxic as hell. Like, the minute you say something negative about someone, they're all on you. Like, you need to kill yourself. If you don't like Undertale, kill yourself. If you don't do this, kill yourself. They literally tell you to kill yourself for everything. Now, it wouldn't be such a big of a deal if they just left it at that and left you alone. No. I'm going to share a bit of my girlfriend's story, but they found her Facebook and her Skype from Tumblr. She wasn't even running an Undertale. She ran a Pokemon blog. And they found her Facebook and her Skype and harassed her nonstop. And now it gives her anxiety to even see it. And she can't even go to one of her cons locally because there's an Asgore fursuiter going there, and she's afraid that she's going to get murdered and raped. Anyway, if you're going to play Undertale, rethink it because, well, actually don't rethink it. The game itself is perfectly fine. The game itself fosters tolerance and love, but the fandom is toxic and probably will kill you. It's the most dangerous fandom, I think, that is even out there. So, yeah. See you guys.